think the farm is like a church, like a spiritual
Wow.
space. Not only this farm, I think that every farm that is tended with love and with respect for the land and the ground is going to be a very spiritual space that will bring space for healing.
I I used to hate like going outside. I'm very much like an inside, like I guess hermit type of person. And then being here kind of changed all of that.
I kind of smirked a little bit or smiled because it's such a mix. Because the thing about our farm, and probably in any farm, is that this farm is so dynamic. It changes every season. And even from this spring to next spring, it's going to be different.
This work that you're doing,
Uh-huh.
would you describe it as like hard work or rewarding or like,
Both.
yeah?
It is really hard and it's even sad. Like when I was digging the holes and I was telling Michelle how difficult the soil is, it's just like the elements that we're trying to work with. But it is very rewarding when it works.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, dude, we got turnips and we have things, but like we have rows and rows of things that bolted way too soon because it was so hot and
If you come out here before sunset or on a weekend, it can be really serene and quiet. And what I personally love is hearing the bees buzzing and all kinds of birds and wildlife. You'll hear the horses that are over here. My name is Michelle Carrion. I'm the food justice storyteller for lasemilla Food Center. We're a nonprofit. We're based in Anthony, New Mexico. Our mission is to foster a more healthy, self-reliant, fair, sustainable food system in the Paso del Norte region, including southern New Mexico and El Paso. And we do our work through technically 6 programs. 5 primarily would be the community farm. La Semilla Community Farm is one of our programs. Production hub, but it's more than that. It's an educational, cultural space and hub as well. All of our programs are interconnected in so many different ways. We have our Farm Fresh program, and they work specifically with partner farmers in terms of not just offering kind of like or creating a space for them to sell their produce and their crops and what they're growing, what they're making. Edible education works primarily within the schools, the public schools, in terms of supporting and helping to build school gardens, but also education with regard to nutrition, gardening, and cooking, that is culturally relevant and historically relevant for our region. Community education work within the community in different ways at different age groups, so they're broader in terms of the age group with regard to working with adults and providing resources and classes related to gardening, making community gardens and supporting that, nutrition and cooking, and then of course the youth programs, which would include Raices, which is more it's from 13 to 22 age range. But then every summer there's 2 summer youth camps, and there's one general I think summer youth camp, and then there's You Grow Chica, which is specifically for young women, femmes, to really emphasize the roles that women and femmes have played in food systems and in leadership and advocacy, and then also working with community organizations in different ways. And then there is policy, and that program is very, very involved in working within the policy system in terms of developing and supporting farmers and our community that tend to be very excluded from the decision-making processes as well as from funding. So BIPOC farmers, LGBTQ, queer farmers, and yeah, there's just a plethora of what policy does. I'm always amazed by just how immersed that program is in legislation that's very important and impactful to our region. And the 6th program would be storytelling. And that's a fairly new department or program, but La Semilla has been doing storytelling cultural work since the very beginning. It's just now more solidified, and that's the program I'm a part of. And we focus largely on uplifting inherently healthy and traditional and sustainable foodways and ways of cooking, growing, and that sort of thing. Uplifting those stories and those narratives, and those local histories.
We are also doing a process there, right? We are moving. We are moving oxygen throughout our bodies. As you are weeding, you are reflecting, and you are also weeding your dots, right? Like you are weeding the crops, you are weeding your dots, or you are weeding your, you are meditating. It's like a meditation exercise.